She calls me day and night. I'm sorry, girl, you just don't make me feel right. I never meant to make you cry. You were right.
Hey guys, what's going on today? I know it's been a while since I made a video. It's been about a month, maybe even a little bit more. I'm a utility locator by trade, and if you don't know what that is, I'm the guy that runs around your yard putting little paint stripes and flags down. About 2 weeks ago, we had temperatures that kind of hit the 50s, and about this time of year every year when that happens, the contractors start going completely insane. So my workload has been super heavy, and I've had some other things going on that have prevented me from making any videos. So not that most of you probably even noticed, but anyway, I do appreciate, guys, I'm up over 200 subscribers now, so that's really cool. I really do appreciate you guys checking out my channel. Anyway, so today, after getting past that, I also want to throw a few people under the bus here, so to speak. This is my Crosman 1377. I've had this gun for quite a while, probably 6 months. Maybe, probably more than that, probably about 8 months. But anyway, I didn't really shoot it a ton. I would get it out and shoot groups at like 10 yards or so. And this isn't going to be a shooting video at all. So there's tons of videos about shooting these on YouTube already, so I don't feel the need to make a video about it. They're very accurate guns. I mean, they're great. But I hadn't really gotten into him that much. And then lately, you know, we got Lou over at First State. He's always, you know, he's coming up with videos all the time on his 1322, doing things to it. And then True Canadian Air Guns. He had kind of a whole series going on him, doing different things to him. And it got me kind of into doing things with him. And so I had it out and I was shooting it quite a bit. And I got my little setup now up here in my room. Where I'm calling it the crow's nest now. This is how crazy about air guns I've become. I have my little room up here, and I installed some new windows against this wall. That the old windows were these big slider ones. You couldn't open them; they sucked. I put in new windows. I can open it now, and my target setup is out there about 18 yards, and it's you know, it's been some pretty hot days, so I like to sit up here in my air conditioning. I got a little chair and a table set up back here to shoot off of, so I'll shoot out my window. So I wanted to be able to, you know, shoot this guy out the window, and was kind of thinking of some different options. And then I also want to give a shout out to Tim Briggs. Him and I have been exchanging a lot of messages. He brought to my attention the Crosman 459 MT mount. Like I said, guys, I hadn't really messed with these 13XX guns at all. Besides doing a little shooting out in the yard, hadn't really looked into them that much. So I wasn't even aware of these mounts. So here's the Crosman 459 MT mount. And he commented on one of my videos that he actually had an issue with Crosman about these mounts. But it kind of made me aware of them, and we started exchanging a couple of messages, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get some of those mounts and see what I can do with them. So one of the issues, as you guys probably know with these guns, is when you put one of these, or a set of these on here, and you try to put an optic on here, the whole thing moves back and forth like this. Like that, back and forth, back and forth. You can see that this is good and sturdy here, guys, and I'll get into how I accomplish that. But so it makes it kind of pointless to put a scope on it, because you can't maintain any kind of zero that way. So that kind of set me down a rabbit hole, as I often do with this airgun stuff, and it put me on a mission to figure out a way to make a budget-friendly, solid mount that you can do, you know, without having to buy a steel breech and a bunch of other stuff where it won't cost you a fortune. This setup, minus the scope, this is one of the scopes off one of my brake barrels that, you know, it's just a center point 4x32 that I took off to use on this. This mount here is $13 on Amazon. It's a penny, and I'll put a link in the description to it. And then this is the big deal right here on this little project, guys, is these mounts right here. These are a Picatinny Weaver mount, and as you can see the difference in the material. I mean, you see how much more material there is grabbing onto this barrel with these mounts. These mounts are made by a guy named Terry. He's got a company called Buck Rail. Well, guys, I forgot to mention too some of the other products that he has over there. You got to go over there and check out his website, man. He's got some really, really awesome stuff. Check it out. And he makes them in. These are Picatinny Weaver. And I also ordered at the same time. I ordered these. You can also get them in Dovetail, and they are amazing. They are, and they're $9 at the time of making this video. These are $9 a set shipped. That's shipped. $9 out of your pocket. He ships them to you. They're great. You can get them, like I said, Picatinny Weaver or Dovetail, whatever you want. One of the big problems with these 459 MTs when they are on the gun. Let's see. I suppose I got these all super tightened down. Loosen this up here real quick. I tried to have everything already prepared before I started the video, but obviously missed this. So I'm just going to slide one of these on here so I can show you what this looks like. Loosen it a little bit more. Okay. When this guy is tightened down on here, I want you guys to look at this. You see this right here? See this big gap? You got this big old gap in here. You take this playing card and go right under there, no problem. This is one of the issues of why it rolls. There's no contact between the pressure tube and the mount itself. The other issue is the barrel does not fit tightly into the barrel band, and it doesn't fit tightly into the breech. So that allows the barrel to move. Now, some people, might go, well, that sucks, man. Crosman should build them better than that, blah, blah, blah. I'm not mad at Crosman. Okay, this gun wasn't designed to have all this crap on it, guys. This gun was designed to be an open sight, backyard plinker, which is what it is no matter what. But, the gun wasn't built for that. So it takes people like Terry over at Buck Rail and weirdos like me and other guys that decide, I want to put an optic on this thing. I wanted to have an optic on this thing because I can't see crap. I can't see where the crap anymore. And open sights just don't get it for me. So when I'm sitting up here in my crow's nest and I'm shooting at 18 and I'm shooting open sights, I can't see where I'm hitting or anything, and go on and on about it. So I wanted to, and like I said, I wanted to go on a mission to find a budget way to do this. So started doing some poking around, and I found a video that Terry has on YouTube and about installing these mounts, and that led me to his website, and then I ordered them, and I got them, and I'll show you with this playing card, guys, right here. It goes up in there low ways, but it does not, you cannot get it to go all the way through. Okay, guys, so these, he has these, he 3D prints these, and he has the tolerances so good on them that they actually make a little bit of contact with the pressure tube, which takes, you guys can see it barely moves. When you get this thing zeroed, it's going to hold zero. So it's pretty awesome. So, and I really dig it. And something else that I did before I put these mounts on, I'm not even sure that you would have to do this, but this is something that I did, and you can do it if you want. And I want you guys to bear in mind that this was with the idea of doing this on a budget and doing it cheaply for a guy that doesn't have a bunch of money laying around. So what you're going to do is, and there's videos on how to disassemble these guns. I'm I'm not going to do that in this video, but I'll tell you pretty much what you need to do. This pin here has to come out. You got to punch that thing out. I think a 5/32 punch or whatever. I didn't, I think I just used a couple of different screwdrivers and maybe started it with this Torx deal here. I just kind of kept working on it till I got it out. You can get a punch to take it clear out. That'll come out, and that'll allow this barrel band and stuff to come off, and the hinge for the pump, which goes up in there. That's got to come off. Your screw out of there's a little tiny screw under this, under the bolt. It's tiny. It's a 0.50. These are all, everything that I found on this thing so far has been standard as far as Allen wrenches. So it's a 0.50. It's super small. You guys go to Harbor Freight. You can pick up a set of these Allen wrenches. I think they're like $6. I've got a set of metrics and standards. They're cheap. That guy's got to come out. You got to take this bolt out, which will release your hammer and hammer spring and everything. It's right up in here. It has a flat blade, but it also has this square head screw or square head in it. This is another thing that I don't like about this gun, guys, as far as the design. When you're trying to get a screwdriver in here, okay, I know this is just for example purposes. You're at a weird angle, and it's the same thing. This one's a little more accessible, but as you guys can see, this thing's at a weird angle too. It's not, it's pretty much straight on. It's not bad. So I've seen some guys use like a little ratchet set with some square tip bits. It just happened that out in my garage, in my toolbox, I thought I had a set of square bits here, but I couldn't find them. I started digging around in my old toolbox out there, and I found the bit that fits. I can't see the size on it. S2. Not sure. Anyway, what I did was then I just put this guy in here, got it in there, and I just took me a pair of pliers and broke it loose. And once you do that, like 2 little turns like that, you can take it out by hand. So that has to come out. And then that will allow you to remove your upper. And in my last, I just did a little video on a trigger mod on this. If you guys aren't aware of the trigger, of the safety, how that thing's set up, there's a little itty bitty tiny ball bearing and a spring, and it's really easy to lose. So when you're taking this thing apart, when you get all your stuff out, you don't want to lift it off this way, because the spring and the ball bearing is going to fall out and it's going to be gone. So once you get all that crap apart, you want to flip this baby over and very carefully lift it off. That design for that safety, I don't know, I'm sure they've been using it probably since they started making this gun, but I don't like it at all. Like I said in my last little video about the trigger mod, I think I've lost that thing 3 times, and by some miracle I've been able to find it all 3 times and get it put back in. But man, it's a tedious thing. So anyway, so I got that all done, and at that point you can pull your breech up off. And the reason you have to take all that stuff off, guys, is you got your transfer port, which is right in here between the pressure tube and the breech. It actually goes up in there and into the barrel. So what I did at that point was, like I said, this is figuring out the cheapest way to do this. So some people are going to really turn their nose up at this, I'm sure, but I don't care. It worked for me. My scope's mounted solidly. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't matter what color. This is just electrical tape. This just happened to be the roll that I had up here. So what I did was, you can kind of, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, you can kind of see a little bit of red tape there. And then up inside the barrel band, there's a little bit of red tape. I did probably 3 wraps initially. Figured out real quick that was too much. Backed it off. So what it boils down to is 1 wrap is all you need of electrical tape. 1 single wrap. You trim you figure out, on this end it's a little easier because you don't really have to trim it. because, you know, the width is greater than what the tape is. So you do one wrap there. This breech end, you got to kind of trim it once you get it, you know, try to get it as close to the end of this breech as you can, trim it back. The other big pain in the butt on this end was then getting the tape cut out from around where the transfer port goes in. That took me a little while to do. But what I did to do that, I just took my razor knife with a fresh blade, and you just kind of keep working it. You don't want to lay on your, you know, where your transfer port goes through too much, you know, because it'll take material out, and you don't want to lose any air there. So you just got to kind of keep working it around. But you'll get there eventually to where your transfer port will seat. And then you just reverse the process, guys. You just put the gun back together. Like I said, there's plenty of videos on disassembling these guns if you guys want to go check those out. So, got it all put back together. And then I put these mounts on. And like I said, I was just blown away. I mean, before, if you have these 459 MTs and you're trying to mount a scope on here, and you take it and you go like this, the whole thing goes, it just flops around. I mean, it sucks. So this is the best thing that I could come up with for an easy, cheap, budget way without having to buy a steel breech. And like I said, these mounts are $9 from Terry over at Buck Rail. And this guy was $13 off of Amazon. It's a penny. And again, like I said, I'll put links in the description to those things. So get over there to Buck Rail, get some of these ordered. Like I said, I would, if I hadn't already done the tape, I would have just tried putting these on. And I really think that just putting these on is going to make a giant difference. I do believe, though, very firmly that the tape makes a big difference. If you get these mounts and you put them on and there's still kind of a little bit of play in there, just start with the barrel band end, putting some tape on it. And then if you still feel like you need a little bit more, if you want it to be this sturdy, I mean, I can flop this like this, man, and this thing is not moving. It's not moving at all. So then you'll get into that breech end of it, which it's a pretty fitty little job, but it can be done. I did it. The gun shoots great. I've probably shot 300 or 400 pellets through it since I put it back together. Get it dialed in, I can sit up here and shoot, you know, at 18, almost 20 yards. You know, I can shoot, I don't know, I haven't measured any of the groups, but they're, you know, they're not bad, 1-inch groups or so. So, and I'm not going to complain about that when I'm shooting just regular old Crosman 7.9s. And, you know, that's another thing about this gun that I found is that it likes just about any pellet that I put in it. It'll group pretty good with about any pellet. So anyway, so that's my answer to putting an Optic on a 1377 or 1322 and keeping it budget minded. So 913, what are we talking, 20 bucks? You know, you can buy all the parts that you need, and you probably have some tape laying around. And if you're a little bit mechanically inclined, you can take the gun apart and do it yourself. So guys, let me know what you think down in the comments about it. And I also want to touch on this really quick. Buying these has kind of sparked my interest in the 3D printing stuff. Terry used to make a moderator for these, then he stopped because there seemed to be some issues with the strength of it and it breaking. And I tend to think that, and maybe this is just wishful thinking on my part, but that he had issues with people breaking them because they were kind of horsing them on there or something to that effect, and they were getting broken. They were getting mad at him, so he just stopped making them. So I had been in contact with him, emailing, and he was nice enough to share the file for that moderator with me. And I actually found a guy locally here on Craigslist that probably, as this video is being made right now, he's printing one for me. I've also got one that I'm printing for Tim. I'm going to send to him. So Tim, that will be coming to you this week. And he also has a moderator for a Daisy 426 that he quit making because he said it was such a tight fit that they'd put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, and they'd break it. Well, guys, this is 3D printed. This is plastic of some type. Okay, this isn't metal. All right, so while it's good and sturdy, you know, something like that, you can take it on, take it on, take it on, take it off. It's gonna break. So he stopped making that, but he also shared that file with me. So that moderator's already done. I'm picking that stuff up from him tomorrow. Also, I found a file, which this sent me down a rabbit hole on this 3D printing stuff. I found a file for a barrel band for this that a guy made, and it has a 1/2 inch by 20 thread coming off the end of the barrel band so you can attach a moderator to it. He has printed one of those for me, which I will be picking up tomorrow. So we'll be reviewing that stuff. He's going to be printing some moderators for me, and I'm just going to be kind of getting into those things. And when I start getting those parts, guys, I'm going to make another video, and I'm going to share his Craigslist ad with you guys, so you can go to him, you can take your files to him, and get in contact with him, email them to him. He can look at them and let you know if he can print them or not. And I think this guy, I mean, he seems like he can print about anything. So you can send those files to him. And also, I'm going to be kind of coming up with some ideas of my own for moderators and things like that. I'm going to kind of try to run with this barrel band thing, and maybe make a little package deal for you guys if you want me to put something together for you and get you a moderator. And I'm going to call it a BJC moderator, so Big J's Customs. And you know, I'm just going to kind of get into doing some different stuff, different parts and things with these. I've also got something in the works for Picatinny rail flashlight mount, and just a few other things, guys. So I'm going to get into those. I'll have him print some stuff up for me in here in the next week or two. I'm going to do a video kind of displaying those products, and I'll be able to get you a link to, his name's Bill, that's doing the printing for me, and he can hook you up with that stuff. So anyway, this video has gone on way too long. There's my answer. Budget, good and tight, 20 bucks. You're shooting straight. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Also, one more thing. I want to say what's up to my homeboy Lou over at First State. Lou sent me a couple. Let me know he was going to send me a t-shirt recently, and I asked him for 2 because I had a plan. And the t-shirts he has right now are I think extra large, if I remember right. Well, they don't call me Big J for no reason, guys. So I asked him for 2 because this was my plan. So if you see it, Lou, thanks a lot, buddy. This is going to be hanging up here in the room, and the other T-shirt will be getting some play from the wife. So I really appreciate it. It didn't come out completely perfect like I wanted it to. I know there's some glare from my lighting, but I thought this was pretty cool. So I'm going to hang it up here in the gun room, man. So if you guys haven't checked out Lou over there at First State, go check him out. All right, later.